YouTube. And YouTube is YouTubing. So we are ready and set. Welcome everyone to the Foolish Tech Show. It is a lovely Monday morning. So we're here to provide support and answer any questions about our products and services. If you have any of those, jump over to our IRC chat and you can ask away or even direct our rambling conversation onward from there. Looks like we got DG Murdoch III, Shoot Gillum, and Glenn all in our chat this morning. So welcome y'all. And how's everybody else doing?
Yay.
Yay, it's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So Glenn left us a little bit in our chat here. I'll go over in a second. And we also had someone, Fool2677, ask a question about Crypto Prevent. It sounds like he was thinking about getting the premium version, but installed the free version to test. After the installation and reboot, downloaded a tool from download.com to see if the software was stopped by Crypto Prevent. Crypto Prevent did not stop or the program from installing or executing. Then tool was installed in the program files directory should Crypto Prevent stop this installation program. If you put it on the maximum settings, there is a chance that some software installation could be prevented. That's if they're using the temp folder or extracting files from zips directly and using them. So there are a couple ways that may be prevented by Crypto Prevent, but it's not designed to prevent all software installations or program execution thereof. It blocks malware-like locations, so places where programs usually won't install and will try to hide themselves, like hidden user folders, are the places that Crypto Prevent will block execution of programs from. So it wouldn't even stop them from getting copied or installed to those locations. It would just prevent the execution. And for those, it's actually using the Windows software restriction policies to prevent the execution. So Windows is actually blocking the execution of those locations. So Glenn had some else. Do you have something, Nick?
What? No.
Okay.
No, audio for a minute, sorry.
Gotcha. So Glenn had some other stuff here. Apparently they are changing the national ISP landscape of Australia. Up until now, the internet's mostly been ADSL 2+, some cable in selected major metro areas, and balance being LTE or 3G mobile internet. He also mentions there's some 2 megabit per second satellite connections, but all of it's being phased out with the new fiber to premises or fiber to node, government preferred for regional centers to save money, fixed wireless, and a new satellite system called SkyMuster.
SkyMuster.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So Glenn looks like he's leading over towards the fiber to premises or fiber to node stuff, because it has more future upgrade options, more speed now, lower maintenance costs going forward than the FTTP or the fixed wireless. And for those of you that don't know, Australia's ISP stuff was As far as I understand, it was kind of like Monopoly set up, and then they went and had the government purchase it all out. And then, as I understood, they provided it back to a monopoly. It's kind of like a government check-in monopoly that owns all the internet communications there. So they have a much, much different setup than we have in the U.S. or other places have in other areas, I guess. So I don't know. I would definitely lean more towards the fiber options. I mean, there's no reason to set up wireless or satellite stuff, I would imagine. If you could get fiber all over Australia, that would be pretty nice. That would be the hard part, I would feel, is Australia, I feel, has more of those remote, outlandish residents that, and I'm completely going off of no information at all, so I've never been to Australia nor look at its population density spread out over the continent. I guess we could do that right now. Australia population density map. That one's got colors and a label.
Mm.
0 to 0.1. I'm wondering if that means that there's 0 to 0.1 persons in that area. If everyone else wants to look at the map that I found, does that mean that there's 0.1 person in that yellow area? In the first place, that there's a 1 person at least is in the lightest orange. So it looks like everything in Australia is on the coast. Hey, Glenn. Evening. So yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to provide internet around, I guess. You just run a big cable around the whole continent. And you got internet to most everybody. Looks like 99%. That's interesting. I kind of want to see what America's population density map looks like now.
Mm. Oh, pills. Yes, I must take my pills today. I'm psychotic.
That would not be a good start for our week.
Yeah. Them's jokes, y'all. I just need to take my Prilosec, really. And then 5 or 6 other things I don't need to mention.
All right, here's one for the U.S. population density.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would definitely not like them doing a copper fiber mix. That would be aggravating. Like, copper has never been reliable in my mind. And I feel bad for Australia having to live off DSL for so long. That's sad.
Yeah, not for data, man. No.
Yeah. Copper's fine for voice, but it's not holding up in the cable fiber world.
Not in the real world.
Yeah, keeping cable would also continue on with high maintenance issues, because you'd have so many issues afterwards. Issues.
Yeah.
So Nearsoft came out with a new tool recently.
Ooh, goody.
Shadow Copy View. So there's now a Nearsoft utility that does shadow copy stuff. There's the GHacks in-depth review on it.
Well, if it's just view, or does it utilize
you can copy files out of it, so I would imagine.
There we go. Awesome. Now I don't have to do it. Shadow Explorer was awesome, but they didn't have a portable version or something. Maybe they do now. I don't know, but.
Proctor. Oh, you ran away.
Yeah.
Well, there's a. I thought he was running a Plex media server, but apparently version 1.0 has come out. So if you use Plex media server, you can get version 1.0. I did see there was a Western Digital portable hard drive that kind of went on sale for a little while a bit ago that had a built-in Plex server. And like the portable hard drive had Wi-Fi access, so you could connect to the Plex server with just the portable hard drive. That was pretty cool. Have you seen all the news from Squatting Dog, Nick?
No.
So he came out with a Labtech plugin for HaveIBeenPwned.
Yeah.
And then he open sourced the code. I don't know if he put it under open source licensing, but he provided all the code for review and checking and stuff.
Oh, neat.
And his HaveIBeenPwned thing is actually pretty interesting too. If you maintain a few emails in another database, it looks like it pulls from those. So like he says it'll sync from your PSA like ConnectWise or AutoTask, and will check all the known email addresses automatically. So all of your customers, you could check and see if any of their emails have been breached, and then you can let them know to make sure they update those passwords.
Mm-hmm. Neat.
That is pretty sweet.
Where's my R's?
Yeah, I do use the Plex media server, Brantley. That Western Digital product sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. So the version 1 is now out. Let us know if you upgrade to that automatically or if it how it works.
Okay, we'll do.
Dang, where's that? There's another really interesting article I'd come across. Oh yeah, this one. So the free upgrade to Windows 10 has cost Microsoft at least $10,000. This lady took Microsoft to court pretty much right after the Windows 10 upgrade push started happening. She had never heard of Windows 10, and it failed. She even went through Microsoft support and ended up having her computer slow to a crawl and not be able to do anything, to the point where she was taking them to court for lost wages and the price of a new computer. Because you need a new computer when your upgrade fails for Windows 10, apparently. So apparently they didn't want to go through appeals anymore, so they just settled out of court for $10,000.
Nice. $10,000.
May set a dangerous precedent for Microsoft. Others decide to do the same thing. It could get really expensive.
Yeah. So
a few users are pretty unhappy about it.
Yeah. So if you are very unhappy about it and you want to go through the litigation cost of it, jump on over to your local court district and check out your options.
I would recommend to just go ahead and look into it.
Probably enough users for a class action.
There's possibly. Glenn's distraction for the week: a neighbor just installed 4 Chrome sticks. Be cool to piggyback. Yeah, it would. I always thought it would be fun if you could be on a wireless network when somebody else was trying to set up a Chrome stick, and like you set it up first and change it. Yeah, and they only did 10K. I guess they did kind of get out cheap on that, but if they're setting a precedence for it, not going to be good either way. Hmm. Glenn thinks he could probably get 100K with his clients that he has angry about Windows 10.
Man, I'm angry about Windows 10. I love it.
I've had my ups and downs moments with it. I highly prefer it over everything, but
every problem I have with Windows 10 is not with the OS really.
no, mine is with the.
Mine is with the people who design the OS to hide things like information and stuff while still getting every bit of it they can from you.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you hiding the information on the blue screen? Why are you, just stop it, so much that they can.
Because people don't want to know.
I don't care what people, I'm people too, damn it. Why is it that you have to find hidden links to go to certain websites and download things?
Glenn says, if all the clients were to vote to leave MS, would that be a Megxit? Apparently, pointing tabs at the British choosing to leave the EU this past Friday.
Yeah.
And then subsequently going out and searching what is the EU.
I know, that was so funny.
Yeah.
That was so funny. But yeah,
trends.
Well, I didn't know all that was involved in it, and I don't care. And you had mentioned a friend of yours in Britain who had got there about 7 or 8 years ago on work visa.
But they didn't have to have a visa.
Oh, they didn't have to have one. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in the EU, then they don't have to have a visa to move.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, whatever. And I guess it was like now they do or something.
Well, they have to have big meetings and discussions and iron out a whole bunch with the EU still, because I mean they're not obviously cutting themselves out from the EU. They don't want to not trade with the entire continent of Europe, because that would.
Well, no, they'll still be able to trade, and that's exactly what I was talking about with another friend of ours in Britain.
Yeah.
And he was, which and he was filling me in on all of the trade implications and how it was going to be way cheaper for them.
Possibly. That's the thing that they're probably ironing out starting today.
Yeah, and he was talking about how they paid so much to even be in the EU, and they pay more than everyone else and all this.
Okay, so he was listening to the Brexit people then.
Okay, I guess I don't know.
Because that's pretty much the same lines that all of them used when the case is basically like being in the EU is like a membership fee.
Yeah.
But then you get exemptions from all the stuff like trades and so trading with France, it didn't incur any taxation. Yeah, no tariffs, no taxation, free trade between the two places. And the side that was wanting to leave is kind of like our Tea Party here, from what I understand. Like, nobody really likes them, and they're like the far right extreme, and basically their biggest issue
I
was
wouldn't say that no one likes the Tea Party. There's a lot of them, sir.
immigrants.
They like themselves.
They do like themselves. That's true.
Every party does, don't they?
They tend to.
Most other parties don't, right?
The biggest issue, from what I've understand from all the various sources I've looked at, has been the whole immigration stuff. So
that's the biggest political topic for
Yeah.
someone to be mad about. You can't be mad about saving money, but you can be mad about that. So
yeah, so that's what they focused on, and that was, from my understanding, the whole basis for them wanting to leave the EU was just to be able to stop the flow of refugees.
well, you know what? I don't know. I think it was the EU thing. They joined in the 70s or something.
Yeah.
And supposedly at the time, people didn't know what they were voting for when they voted to join. And I'm like, that's fine. Because people don't know what they're voting for when they're voting to leave.
Yeah,
So,
it's like somebody else is doing all this, and none of them really have a say.
yeah. They just use like the public opinion and public, like the uneducated public fears to drive agendas.
Yeah,
They probably don't, have much to do with the lot, but
it could. Well, it has had a very big impact all over the world.
Oh yeah, but the government of any country is obviously very manipulative. Otherwise, they could not maintain control.
That's true. Well, Glenn has a video of an old UK TV program from when they did join the EU, so I guess we could use that to compare similarities to today. But
Don't watch it now.
yeah, don't watch it now. Probably it's a lengthy one.
Might be long, might be loud, might be interesting, but I tell you, Michael's not here, so it won't be loud.
That's true. Well, and it's kind of a slightly scary thing too, because we have a candidate that's polling primarily on the fact of stopping immigration. So, if that's all it took over there, is that all it's going to take over here?
I don't know what's going on over here. I've decided, that whole you're irresponsible if you don't vote thing.
Yeah.
I decided that's BS, and I'm just not voting from now on.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one votes, then maybe they'll hold a vote and people will vote on to change the system. I don't know.
If no one votes, then they'll still just keep on voting for themselves.
Well, they do anyway. They already do.
Yeah, that's.
I wonder how many votes are actually fraudulent.
That's the scary thing. Is
not the ones they find, but the ones that they don't.
Like, I wish there was just a vote of no confidence that we could just.
That would be awesome.
There should always be an additional checkbox that people can just be like, I voted, but I don't want any of these people. So.
Yeah, that would be awesome, actually, because I would vote that way every time.
Because at least then that population would be heard. That's the issue is right now. That's why they say it's bad if you don't vote, because if you don't vote, you're not going to be heard, and the people that do vote are just going to keep voting for themselves.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's all a stage anyway, because in my opinion, the two-party system is a sham. It's a ruse. There is no two parties, but that's just my opinion.
I agree with that, but we're the ones that let it be a two-party. Because there is an independent party and neo-Nazi party and other parties.
Yeah. All those aren't really parties. Those are throwdowns mostly.
Yeah, did you hear about the stabbings? The neo-Nazis had a rally apparently, and there's apparently a bunch of stabbings. Imagine that at a neo-Nazi rally. If you go to a neo-Nazi rally, you may get stabbed. That's weird coincidence, maybe. I don't know, but apparently there's a few stabbings at it recently.
I have to show up looking at least like I need a haircut to get one of those, wouldn't I?
I think so. Probably keep the beard though. Yeah, so well, that's great, lively talk. Get people started the next day.
I know, right? Thank you. I haven't had my uppers today, but you got the blood pumping anyway.
Yeah, get us going. Start the Monday. Um, if you'd prefer to focus on something else, though, you can check out this life hacker cheat sheet for HTML. A lot of it will still apply to HTML5. I don't think this document was specific to HTML5 or 4, but I did look through a lot of it, and it is pretty much stuff that you would see in both 4 and 5. So,
Needy.
oh, there are some HTML5 specific tags at the bottom. Cool. So yeah, if you look at HTML, and actually it really helps if you're looking at a website for some reason for information they try to hide as well. You can use those to help better your understanding. I think that's about all I got for today.
Oh my, short show.
Yeah, there's not a lot on the internet, so I found it interesting at least.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of junk. I was like, okay, here's one. If you didn't already know, the copyright system here was crap. CitiGroup is suing AT&T because they trademarked the word thanks.
Yep.
Oops. So we can't say that anymore. Who knew?
I know. I was thinking.
Thank you.
Off that article, I wish we could trademark like vowels. If you use a vowel, you need to pay us a trademark fee.
Oh no, wait. Thank you, with no space in it, was already trademarked, but never mind.
Still,
this shows up in my RSS feed under keywords with under the keyword filter of foolish. It looks for things with foolish IT, and it'll be like foolish. There's some, and so something in the article like something foolish period space. It is crap. I don't know, you know.
Oh, filters can be fun.
Yeah. I don't understand why when you quote things they still grab them with the period in there. I don't want the period in there. That's why I wrapped it in quotes, but whatever.
Probably gets ignored anyway. Glenn's gonna rename his son so he doesn't have to pay our Val tribute. For now, Glenn, but we'll get the other 20 some characters.
It'll be DVD.
I think the only reason the trademark on thank you was allowed was because there was no space in it. It showed uniqueness, where you can't just trademark the word thanks or the two words thank you because they're just common words.
Yeah.
So I think that City is going to lose that case against AT&T.
Man. No space in between thank you is not unique enough. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't think it's unique enough, but apparently the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office did.
Yeah.
There's only 20, Glenn. Because A, E, I, O, U, and Y. And yes, of course we would get Y as a vowel.
It's only sometimes, though.
But if we're trademarking vowels, we want it inclusive. So we're going to include Y. Thought you could get away with one of our vowels, did you, Glenn? Not on our watch. So Silicon Valley finished up last night, and they did another pretty good season. You still haven't watched that yet, have you, Nick?
No. Was it on TV or something?
Yeah, it's the Beavis and Butthead of Tech America.
Oh, that would be so awesome, but no, I haven't watched it. Is it animated?
Huh?
Is it animated?
No,
Animated?
no, it's live action.
It's on Netflix or is it on TV?
Uh, TV. I don't know if Netflix has it.
Hmm.
Let
I
us.
don't do TV.
Um, it is extremely awesome.
I don't even do Netflix, actually. Family does. I don't watch TV. Well, you know that. So. Rarely. Except I gotta watch that Preacher series, though. I've been meaning to get into that. I saw the first episode, and that was it.
Yeah, there's a new one of those too. I put it in your.
What?
Nothing.
Huh? Oh yeah, I'll check. Yeah, send me a link to the I don't know if you can watch it online. That'd be awesome.
What's your cool job in the morning, Glenn?
And just because I collected the comic, that's all. I have one of the graphic novels. Never had the comic, technically.
Technically.
Technically, actually, my cousin, a cousin of mine, he had done that, and he was like, get the graphic novel. So he got me the first one, and there's like 9 of them, and I read the first like couple of stories, comics worth in the novel, and I immediately I was like, where's the nearest comic shop? And I went there and I bought what they had and ordered what they didn't. It was that important to me.
Yeah, that's why I never got into that comic stuff.
I have 2 boxes in the closet still that I have like bored. That's how I can confuse my children when they think they know stuff about the new movies coming out. It comes in handy later in life.
Yeah. Glenn had to install Outlook 2016, and turns out you can't get a standalone installer anymore. Yeah, that's true. And it has to be a VLK volume license key for that. The client had home and student. When attempting to install Outlook, he got the incompatible click to run version. I've seen something similar, Glenn, and that's part of the how Microsoft launches stuff incredibly crazy. Oh, I've seen 2 times where if you have the like OEM click to run, where it's like a partially set up Office, but you have to enter a product key and it'll continue to set up Office. Like you have to uninstall that first, and then you can install your own version of Outlook totally finely. But yeah, I've seen issues like that before.
Yeah, I have to.
And then it's like you can't use that click to run setup because it's only set up for like OEM specific ones and things like that. Yeah. So is this? I'm still at a loss on the why you need a Outlook 2016 standalone for if they had Office 2016 Home and Student that comes with Outlook. So
Home and Student does not come with Outlook.
it didn't. Oh.
No, the business version does, but not the Home and Student.
Oh, what did they knock Home and Student down to? I thought that used to come with.
Home and Student has Excel, Word,
and PowerPoint.
I don't remember. But
Yeah,
Glenn, do you
PowerPoint.
need to purchase a license of just Office 2016, or are you just having an issue finding installation media? Or
No, it sounds like he has a volume license key for Outlook 2016, and he's trying
okay,
to install it on a system that has Office 2016 Home and Student, possibly set up off the Linux stuff. So yeah, they get Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Wait. I guess that's still that just doesn't make any sense. If you get the Office 365 version of the stuff, you do get Outlook. If you get just the standalone version of those, you don't get Outlook. And 365 for one PC is half the price of the standalone. That's crazy. I don't see why people buy just single copy of it anymore anyway.
well, because if you buy 365, it's a subscription basically, so you're gonna have to continue to pay for it.
Yeah, but you're paying for half of it, and you're gonna want to upgrade to Office whatever version next year.
I rarely upgrade to the new Office version, when it comes out, and I know a lot of business clients don't stay current on the current version of Office because of the expense.
What Office are you running right now?
I think 2010.
Jesus, that's terrible.
What's
2013 should be the latest one that you would want to use.
what would be the latest you would want to use? What, huh?
And I rarely use it anymore either. I mean, I use Word sometimes, but I use Google Sheets for
Whatever.
spreadsheets
Who
instead of
cares?
Excel.
Yeah.
I do have a newer version of OneNote.
Yeah.
I only use it for OneNote. That's it, and it's free now. So.
Yeah.
That's true. I still use Word because I like some of the word processing stuff, and it's easier to work with than OpenDoc.
When do you ever have to word process?
Yeah, I do use
Coding
Word
a
every now and
lot,
then.
actually.
I like not doing that. But I was gonna say I did like Proctor's mention of sheets because they from the very beginning it was like I like the idea of like selecting a number of cells and then using like dragging and dropping to create logical cells or something, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could select those and drag them down. It would create 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kind of thing. But I forget the whole logic. Anyway, but it was very useful. There's useful features that Excel does not.
Yeah. Well, I have 365, and I've had it for 3 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and never had any issues with it. I can install up to 5 computers, so my girlfriend and my mom both have Office 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and I still have it with 3 computers of mine. You get a terabyte of space on each of your OneDrives for each account that you invite to it.
I don't have it.
You do.
Do I?
Well, there's an install listed out to you, but it's easy. We can just reinstall it if you don't have it on the current version you have right now. But you should.
I assume since you didn't say my name, you were talking about your other girlfriend.
That could be a possibility too. I do have 5 installs. So. Yeah, no, I think it's worth it for the terabyte of space and always having the latest updates. Plus, it's half of what you would pay if you bought one every single year. But wow, using back to 2010, that's before they even had the ribbon, isn't it?
No, it's ribbon.
Oh, At least it's ribbon.
I was still using 2003 until I replaced my computer last year.
Wow. I think that was like the first time they had OneNote was in 2003. Maybe it was 2007. I don't remember. So Glenn has a mix of 2007, 10, and LibreOffice. May they never meet.
Oh no, wait, Brantley, I'm running 2007.
That one had the ribbon too?
Yeah, it was the first one to introduce the ribbon.
I guess they've had the ribbon for a lot longer than I thought.
Hey, Brantley, Johnny, I'm sorry.
Yes, Nick.
Are y'all talking about something? I am so out of it right now. Go on, I'm sorry.
What?
Brantley, I think of you two as one. Johnny, Johnny, when are you going to learn to code?
When am I gonna learn to code?
Yes.
I don't know. When I get home.
Okay, awesome. Well, this study suggests that women write better code.
Because we pay too much attention.
I just put that link to BBC link. Women write. Oh gosh, I never do anything. I'm like, I yell at Michael for this. There, that's better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen things about that as well.
Oh, and here's another one. Glenn's got us a link here, code.org. What's this?
Oh, something I can sign up for to learn code.
Well, here's another one that it's actually not for us, our purposes necessarily, but the automate the boring stuff is a link on it's with Python. It should say with Python. Oh goodness, I'm so bad.
This is the one I like for learning code.
But I just got that link. Okay, what you got?
Code Academy.
Oh yeah, I got that one. I got that link from, and I haven't watched it yet, but the Admin podcast, the latest What You Do Hickey from our friends in the UK, and they have that the show notes on that. I think is what I linked to. But let's see, where's the other thing? But that's got to focus on the net command in Windows and all that you can do with it and other things related. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out while I do a little work today. So I was just looking for news. I'm sorry. I'm always delighted when they come out with a new podcast. Although I'll rarely ever listen to them or pay attention to them, honestly, but those that I have, they've been great. So
cool. Here's an interesting article I came across that has nothing to do with what y'all have been talking about.
Awesome.
So, Snowden has found a kind of loophole into setting foot on America. And I've seen a couple of talks where he's used this robot contraption. It's like a Segway with a video monitor and camera and mic on it. And so like he's able to give talks in America and do in the picture on that article, he's like just strolling around the art gallery.
Now, why doesn't he really just have a dude walking around with a laptop, and he wouldn't have to have transportation costs for this?
That is something too that was interesting. I thought that they had to like transport it to places.
Show off.
I imagine it's the place is providing them the technology. 'Cause Segways themselves still run about $3,000, so one with a video monitor on it that you can remotely control across the world, I would imagine is a little bit more than $3,000.
Hmm.
So he's probably having that provided to him so that they can show off the technology of telepresence.
Excuse me. I had a lot of peri-peri sauce with my eggs this morning.
But I think actually it could be something that could go that does stand out. Like that's like if you need a presence somewhere else in the world and you have these things set up and ready for you to access. It's a pretty interesting feature.
Mm. I mean, but it only gives him the ability to stroll around the building.
Well, he can see and talk to people.
Well, yeah, but you can do that on any other device. You know, someone his associate with a mobile phone, you know, or whatever, just anywhere.
Yeah, but then you would have to have that person like this. He would be autonomous at this point. He would be the one able to navigate around and interact.
Yeah, I know, but why do you really need to stroll a building anyway?
I think it would be fun if you ended up having to run away from somebody. I don't want to talk to you. Nope, nope, nope. And then you see someone like chasing this Segway down the hall with a bunch of papers. Hey, come back here!
I want to see him apprehended by the police in that segment. You know?
Don't disconnect. Do it. Turn your screen back on right now. You are gonna sit with your screen on in the corner, mister. But I do still think that it's a interesting use of technology. And I'd seen companies thinking about using it so that they could save on travel costs because it's cheaper to ship that thing and have someone set it up and flip a switch than it is to send a whole person somewhere for a few days.
Yeah.
And that you could be at home in your underwear while conversing with the president or something.
Okay. Oh, here's a little tip: how to link directly to a section of a web page, with Chrome or anything, I guess. Looking for the ID tag and such. But the problem is, though, that's a little that's like neat, and it's always something you could have done. But I mean, anchors and everything else. But my problem is that why isn't there just like a quick and easy plugin for this? Something. Why didn't the browser just do this?
It's true. Because there's no standards for putting those sections or tags.
Why the hell are we on HTML5 and there's no standard for this?
There's a standard, but nobody actually uses it, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Kind of like the whole standard for software development. There are standards, but people don't really use them.
Ooh, cool. Oh, wait. I got this nice. Nice. Sorry. Yeah, nice. Indeed, nice. Let me see. Bang, 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 bang. How to identify any plant with just a photo of it. I love it. It's an Android thing. I could have used that. I actually can use that in my backyard right now.
I would like to see how well it does. I'd seen that too and looked at it.
Because I was looking for something specifically like that a while back and didn't see anything that would, just take a photo of it. And in fact, I think I got a photo of it. Darn it. But and we had, and right near it, it was so crazy. The other day we had a pretty large sea turtle in our backyard, and it was and it had it had come from the direction of the woods, obviously, and between here and the woods and the sound is a lot of distance. And the backyard ain't even small. I mean, but it ain't huge either. But it's so it was up next to this thing next to our house, like a little flower bed kind of or mulchy thing sectioned off. I don't know. We didn't put it there, but it was burying its eggs down in there. And Sasha was like, "Ooh, she loved the little turtle and stuff." And then we're like, "All right, well, we walked around the house after a few minutes of watching this turtle bury eggs, and 5-10 minutes later, totally serious. The turtle was nowhere to be found, nowhere. It was too big just to lose it like that. I would not expect it to get across the backyard in any kind of. But anybody know when those things hatch or come back or something?
No.
Yeah, why would that work in? I thought they had to on the beat. All right, I'm gonna have to do some research. But I thought that was really neat. I think Jade has a picture. Gosh, I should just shut up.
Okay.
I'm bringing up things I can't back up or show or don't even know about. Never mind.
I don't know many people that know the gestation period on turtle eggs.
I don't even know what. That's what reminded. Well, the flowers, but also I didn't know what specific type of turtle it was, and that would be an interesting app. Anyway, that'd be fun.
It will be really fun when you're able to just point your cell phone at anything and it tells you what it is.
Proctor, back to shadow copy view.
Yeah.
Can we do a quick custom map for that in D7.2 and deploy that? That would be awesome.
Yeah, I can do a custom app.
It ranges between 45 and 90 days. It all depends on the temperature, humidity, rainfall, and other factors.
I think I should set the GoPro out there.
You should.
Obviously, I'm going to miss it.
Oh, that's cool. So Project Sunroof now identifies my location.
Sunroof?
Yeah, hold on. I'll get a link for it.
That's scary, man. They got a moonroof?
No, it'll tell you the estimated savings of getting a solar setup and paying it off in a 20 years. So they'll normally when if you get a solar setup to power your entire house, you would end up having to get a loan and pay it off over 20 years. Well, this shows you how much you would pay in power versus paying for the solar equipment and what you would have in savings based off of that, and gives you some ideas about how much you actually need and things like that, and who you can contact to go ahead and get it.
Sorry, Sajik Prunroof. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not on my address yet.
Oh, it wasn't on mine at the beginning of the year, so. But still, it's a pretty interesting thing, especially when you're able to see the rooftops and what they have them set up for. It's kind of interesting. I'll see if I can show mine off without showing off my exact address here. Nope. So.
I have to just screenshot and blot. Erase. No,
yeah, I could do screenshots. That'll work.
Get creative now. Don't you know MS Paint is like still the most useful program that comes with Windows?
It's true. Still my go-to.
Yep. I mean, I'll use Paint.net for anything but pasting in a screenshot and maybe blotting something out real quick.
So this isn't my exact location, but it shows off some of the homes that have better stuff than mine. So I thought it was cool that the like if it's yellow, that's obviously where it gets the most sun, and then the houses in the shade get a purple.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty sweet.
I know I gotta get a lot of sun on my rooftop, man. I don't think I put the blinds up downstairs.
But yeah, it shows you how much space you have available for panels, how many hours of sunlight your area gets, and your estimated savings. This tells you what size you would need to get.
Hmm. Yeah. Neat.
Pretty neat. Oh, I don't know if that showed up on the screen because it doesn't look like it showed up on the stream. Proctor, do you have to change scenes?
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
There you go.
Oh, snap. They're coming to Australia too, Glenn says.
They're working on it. They're working on it means they haven't done it yet or even thought about it really.
As far as I understand, they are only aiming at U.S. right now. All right, we can go back to the other scene.
Well, I mean, this is where most of the world is, right? You know. For most people here, you know, that's one of the.
This is where the
mentality of our citizens mostly.
That's awesome, Glenn. I've looked into that, and I would actually have to have an entire room full of car batteries to have a battery system. But that's really, if I'm looking at getting a solar setup, I would want to have one that has a battery system on it. So I wouldn't be selling stuff back to the power company, most likely. I would be charging and storing my energy for rainy days as it goes.
Hey, remember? Oh shoot! I already had this queued up, so I'm gonna hit it. Syncing your dictionary between Android devices. That's really for me, but because I just switched Android devices, and nothing transferred anyway. This is related to what you were talking about, Brantley, with the other day, and mentioned again this morning about everyone Googling EU after the whole.
Yeah.
Well, this is Lifehacker, why you shouldn't trust sensational stories based on Google Trends. It's similar, very similar and related to that.
Yeah, I would imagine we don't know why those people were searching EU.
Yeah.
Like it could have been that they were looking for what the outcome of the vote was. So they were just searching EU.
Yeah.
Trying to see if Britain left the EU or not.
Yeah, because who's watching TV anymore?
Yeah, they might not be looking at it for, oh, what is the EU? They are probably looking for it as a search term.
Have you been looking at the Lifehacker RSS?
Somewhat, yeah.
Did you see the bit about DIY Dorito seasoning?
I think I had.
Okay. Well, that's got a couple of things in it, but also DIY Dorito seasoning. Not like it doesn't sound like a difficult task, honestly, but how airplane black boxes work, virtual pop stars. See, what is the deal? Virtual pop stars, clones, and alt future where we're all avatars. You know what? Well, I just hate stars that exist on Earth. You know, go away. Go to the real stars. That's where you belong.
I think it was B.O.B. that came out with a Vine or something like that where he was claiming that he had met his clone, or that he had seen Donald Trump's clone, or he had seen the clones of famous people.
Who?
It's a rapper, B.O.B.
Bob?
Yeah.
Is it spelled out as like B-O-B?
No, it's B.O.B.
Bob. We can call him Bob. I mean, if he wants to be called Bob, we'll call him Bob. Bob? What say you, Bob? I mean, whoever said this D-O-S, really? Or DOS?
Yeah. Is there dots in this?
Well, there could be. There should be. I mean, if you're, well, maybe not. There weren't separate words. Okay, never mind. Bad analogy. Let me think of something else later.
There's the article for rapper B.O.B.
Now in the URL it has B-B, O-B. Now, which is it?
It's definitely not. URLs can't have it.
I know. It's funny that. To maybe just to me. Mm-hmm. A man named Donald Marshall released a very detailed letter via the internet back in 2012, which claims he was cloned as a child at age 5 and used as a song and sex slave. He makes claims that his clone would be beaten and tortured to entertain top entertainment and politically powerful people. He also claims that popular actor and comedian Bernie Mac was murdered because he spoke out against the torture.
Good stuff.
Was he involved in some way? How did he know? Okay. I thought, didn't he have a heart attack or something?
He died of pneumonia.
Pneumonia. Oh.
At least that's what they want you to believe.
Mm-hmm. The powers that, the secret Illuminati.
The secret Illuminati. You can't name the secret.
That was three different thoughts in the same. Three to 400 elite figures sit in an arena and watch pedophilia, bestiality, and horrible torture of cloned children and adults. His memories were suppressed until he turned 30. How does he remember this if he was a clone? I mean, if this happened to his clone, and why was he there with the clone?
All good things to research.
Oh, the memories of his clone occurs during his dreams. Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
He has the memories of a lot of details, I'm telling you. I don't have memories of nothing of 5. Or 1 or 2 vague abstract things.
All right. Well, before we delve too far into conspiracies,
I wasn't even cloned. I'm sorry.
We have reached our hour for today, and we got some work to get done. So, thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you do have any questions about our products or services, that's what we're here for. Otherwise, you'll end up with these dribblings that we've meandered through. So, otherwise, we'll see you all tomorrow, and take us on out, Proctor.
Oh, just one quick thought. That app, that plant identification app that Nick mentioned earlier, I downloaded it and tested it against a picture I had taken last week of a plant I wanted to identify. I'm not sure if it positively identified it, but what it identified it as looks a lot like it. And my picture was not a good picture, so.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Oh, and one more thing, Tank. If you click on that cloning article, Marshall also claims they use an image of him after being tortured on the Megadeth album, The World Needs a Hero.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Really?
That doesn't look like him. I mean, it's a close resemblance.
Okay, anyhow. Yeah. Well, it's his clone.
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't his clone look exactly like him, though?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, we don't know how good these
Yeah.
clones are. It could be like the first generation where.
yeah, and how much of your environment really diet and I don't know. All right, anyway.
Yeah. All right, now take us out, Proctor.